Hello lovelies, welcome back. Today let's set up my 2025 bullet journal together. During the process, I'll also compare it to my last year's journal, so I won't do a flip through of my 2024 bullet journal. If you haven't seen my 2025 journal lineup video, a quick brief here is I'll have two main journals that I use daily. One is a weekly planner for to-dos and schedules and events, and a bullet journal for habit tracking and daily reflections. So while today's video is about setting up my bullet journal, some sections I have put them into my weeks, so I'll also let you know which part I've put in my week's planner. So the whole system together will be my bullet journal, I guess. So for 2024, I used this Paperideas Undated A5 and I love it so much. So for 2025, I'll definitely use the same but with a different color. In 2024, I used this lilac purple, and 2025, I'll choose this light mauve color. When you open the book, there's a place to write your name, your address, or your phone number. Because I've decorated my 2025 weeks planner, I'll add some similar decorations here on my bullet journal as well, using the same washi tape and similar style of stickers. Following the first page, there's another blank page. I'm gonna create a vision board here. This vision board is made from pictures I found on Pinterest and put them together and printed out. They are based on my hobbies, my goals for the year, or my future ideal lifestyle to get an aesthetic vibe. I also made a vision board in October and it was really fun. Looking at it from time to time feels very aesthetic and hopeful, so I'm doing it again this year. And for 2025, I'm placing the vision board right in the beginning of the notebook. Also because this blank page, which I believe has a technical name in printing or bookbinding industry, I think this page always exists in notebooks and we don't have other use of it, so I was thinking might as well put my vision board here. The images I chose have themes like journaling, reading, coffee, Pilates, fitness, healthy eating, skincare, and a little bit of home decor. Alright, my 2025 vision board is done now. And after that, the first page, I'm gonna use these zebra outliners to make a cover. My 2024 cover looked like this. And for 2025, I'm going with the plaid pattern. My other pages like my books, reading list, and habit trackers will also follow these colors and these patterns to create a consistent theme for my bullet journal. These 5 pens are all from the Zebra Outliners natural color set. And I think it's already a very good combination of colors, so I'm using them directly. And it saves me so much time from choosing colors from hundreds of pens. After I draw the background, I'll write the title 2025. I found this font online and I'm gonna draw it up here. If you want to save time, you can always use stickers or printed text instead. The 2025 cover page is done. Normally, bullet journals start with a future log, but since my week's planner already has this page, I'm gonna use the first 2 pages for highlights of the year. Last year, I put this section further back in my journal and I didn't use it very well. So this year, I'm putting it right in the beginning. I also found this title font online, and instead of writing, it's more like drawing. Last year, I also used a kind of chunky and slightly round font, which I think looks pretty good. And also because I'm not great at calligraphy styles, so I'm gonna just use this kind of bold and a little bit chunky font here. It's easier for me to manage, and I also quite like it. After the highlights of the year, I'm adding a page of affirmations. Later on, I'm gonna write some positive and encouraging words to myself. In 2024, my first and second pages were for my wish list and goals. Since my week's planner has a my 100 wish list at the back, I'm just gonna leave my wish list there. And in 2024, I placed my goals page towards the front, followed by sections like habit trackers and reading list, etc. However, I rarely turn to this page. That's partially because I didn't do a good job with monthly or quarterly review. But I reckon a big part of it was because I put it right in the beginning and I hardly turned to this page. So this year I'm moving it further back and bringing the books to the front. I'll definitely check the reading list quite often, so hopefully while I'm flipping through it, I can see and review my goals more often. For the books page, I've reserved the space for stickers. I'm gonna print the book cover of each book I read together with the 5-star for ratings. My goal this year is to read 50 books, and the space here fits perfectly. I also added week number 1 to 52 to track which book I read each week. I'm just gonna use the color of each book cover to mark down what book or books I read each week, just roughly record the timing. The next page lists the books I want to read. Once I've finished the book, I'll cross it off. And also, when I don't know what to read next, I can come back here to pick one from the list. And on the right-hand side, I'll write my 2025 goals. This year, I'm making an upgrade by adding horizontal lines inside the boxes, so I can write more specific goals or break them down into smaller, actionable targets for quarters or months. Another reason I didn't use my 2024 goal page effectively was that I didn't break down the goals into smaller steps. So I'm hoping to do it this year and giving myself more specific instructions. For 2025, my goals will include reading, fitness, eating healthy, and also finance, social media, skincare. I've reserved 10 space for my goals. After the goal sections, there is my habit trackers. Same as my 2024 journal, I'm placing all my habit trackers at the front of my bullet journal to save time and also to maintain a consistent style. The first 2 pages are for my workout and food tracking. And besides tracking, I also want to log details into this space, so I've left larger boxes. For workout, I'll count how many times I did what sort of exercise each month. And I'll track my strength training separately. Last year, I had categories of strength, cardio, and stretch. But as I love going to gym classes, lots of the classes involves both strength training and cardio. So I'm thinking as long as I did strength training today, I'll categorize it into strength training. If I did a pure cardio class or just a yin yoga, I'll just put them into others. Otherwise, it'll be too hard to categorize them. I don't want to make it too complicated, so I gave up in the end. For food tracking, I'll use 3 colors to track my healthy, average, and bad food. Since I plan to track detailed meals in my week's planner, I'll only write down the unhealthy food I eat here, so it's kind of a warning to myself as well. In 2024, I liked my habit tracker a lot, but only because I got bored with the colors and the layout. For 2025, I'm making a horizontal layout instead of the vertical, just for a change. For workout and food, I need to write things in the boxes. These will stay the same, but everything else will switch to a horizontal layout. In 2024, almost all my trackers use one single color. This year, I plan to set all the titles first. Since the color of my week's planner follows the monthly theme of my bullet journal, I think all the habit trackers should also follow the same colors, so I can just stick to a few pens a month. Before, no matter what color I use for this month, I had to always come back and switch to the blue and purple for habit trackers, which was a bit of a hassle. This should help keep me refreshed every month. There's actually some space left under my titles. If what I'm tracking is relevant to my goals, I'll write the specific goals underneath. For example, for reading, my goal this year is to read 50 books. My goal would then be to read 4 to 5 books per month or 1 book per week. Once I've finalized the details of my goals, I'll write them here. And I might use a pencil to write the monthly or quarterly goals. So depending on how much I've accomplished each month or quarter, I can always adjust it for the following month or quarter. For the habits that I track nearly daily, I won't write the dates for now since I'm unsure about the monthly theme later. At the end of each month, I have a blank space for marking the total number of track days for that month. This year, I've added a few new habits like meditation and skincare. On the skincare page, since I use relatively light fonts on the left, I'll keep the similar fonts on the right-hand side without bolding them. On the previous page, I redid the strokes that need to be bolded. I'm not sure if this page might feel too light or if the previous page feels too heavy. What do you think? I feel like my use of colors and even fonts recently have been getting heavier and heavier. This page is for face mask, hair mask, and nails. Since I don't do face and hair mask every day, I've already written down the dates, and when I do them, I'll just mark the specific days directly. Recently, I've really gotten into press-on nails, so I want to draw the nail styles I wore during different times here. I think it'll be quite fun, so for the nail section, I won't write down the dates either. And finally, there's another section, the household chores. After organizing it and thinking it over, I decided to place it in my weeks using the blank grid pages at the back. Actually, my bullet journal does have enough pages since I had over 20 pages left after finishing my 2024. However, in 2025, I'm planning to do better monthly or quarterly reviews. I haven't finalized the specific format or method yet, but I want to reserve some pages just to be sure. Also, since this section is all about household chores, I chose a bluish color to make it look clean. As for the content of household chores, I've listed everything I can currently think of. I won't write down the daily chores, but the others I have roughly divided into weekly, fortnightly, monthly, quarterly, half-yearly, and annually. And rather than tracking, I think it's more like a record. For example, for weekly tasks, I'll have 5 boxes for each month, 1 for each week. And if the task is done on a day, I'll write the date in the box to know when I should do it next. And if it wasn't done, I'll just leave it blank. Take the weekly chores, for example. You might skip 1 week, but by recording the dates, you might realize that between the 2 times you did it, there was only 8 or 10 days, which is also acceptable, right? And chores are one of those things where you write down the ideal state in your planner, but if you didn't manage to do everything, it's okay, and there's no need to push yourself, right? Just take it easy. And thinking about it now, putting these things in my week's planner is a right decision because to me, bullet journal feels more formal and serious, while my week's planner feels a lot more relaxed. And for the fortnightly tasks, I'll leave 2 boxes per month. For the monthly tasks, 12 boxes for the year. On the left side, I'll write the content, and I won't write the months from January to December on the right because I need to record my dates, and the months can be easily counted anyways. And then come next is the quarterly tasks. I'll have 4 boxes for the year and 2 boxes for the half-yearly and 1 box for the yearly tasks. I also have plenty of space here. Since it's my first time tidying up all my chores, I think I have plenty of space to add more things in. Alright, my 2025 bullet journal is pretty much set up. Let's have a quick flip through. First is the cover, followed by a 2025 vision board. Next up is my content. And then the 2025 cover page, highlights of the year, my affirmations, the books I read this year, and a reading list. Then there are my goals for 2025. After that is my workout tracking, food tracking, and some other habit trackers. Next is a household chores table, divided into weekly, fortnightly, monthly, quarterly, half-yearly, and yearly. I've left plenty of space here, so adding more later won't be a problem at all. And that's all for my 2025 bullet journal setup. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Thank you so much for watching today, and I wish you all the best in 2025. Bye!